year's PAX Unplugged was very eventful and had a very long line because they changed the entrances this year, which I thought actually worked better, having everybody enter from the same spot up until 11 o'clock. This year that you cannot use the skywalk till 11 o'clock, unlike last year, but I preferred it the way it was this year. I thought it was better, despite this very, very long line to get in. But it only took us maybe like 30 minutes to 45 to get through the line after we eventually found it. Going into the convention center, they had humongous banner walking us PAX Unplugged. Thought that was nice. The way they had the security set up was really well. Everybody was so nice in the security line. Moved very, very quickly. They had so many different vendors set up. As you went in the one entrance, they had tables set up to do painting miniatures, a free play area, different games set up that you could join in. They were looking for players, some were looking for teachers, so there was a lot of options there. And then this year compared to last year, they actually flip-flopped the way that they did the convention center, where they set up everything. So you had all like the first look, the tables, the setup for the free play games, the miniature painting, which was new this year. They had miniature painting you could do all day long. Then you also had where on the right as you were going in the first door, you went in, instead of seeing all of the displays and different stands, you've seen all of that, and then as you went further in towards the right, they had all your different stands for the gaming companies. They had like dice towers, trays, stands with different dice at them. Lots of cool stuff this year to see. One of the nice things I liked is the one stand had all these different player mats, all kinds of different kinds. They had like fairies on them, dragons, you name it, it was probably on a mat. And then they had a big giant treasure chest filled with dice, and you could either buy some dice or you could buy a cup and it would be filled with dice. So that's pretty cool. Some of the other things that were there was just they had different play areas amongst the stands themselves where they would teach you how to play their games. There was Catan had their own stand, a whole bunch of different versions of Catan set up, and then some of the other cool things they had with Catan where they had people walking around that had costumes that looked like the different resources. And this year the goal was to collect all of the pins that represented the resources. So in order to do that, you went up to one of the resources, basically the people dressed up as a resource, and they gave you a baggie with 5 pins in it, and your goal was to go around and collect and trade with other people at the convention to get all 5 different resource pins to go back to the Catan stand to receive the 6th and final resource pin to complete the collection. So I thought that was pretty cool. They did that this year, something different. Gets everybody more interactive, but I cannot complain. The board game community is one of the best communities to be a part of. Everybody's always so friendly, so supportive and helpful. And even like, the Dice Tower people, if you notice, Tom Basso made it into this video. So I thought that was kind of cool. We just happened to capture him walking around. He wasn't just at the Dice Tower stand, he was walking around the convention all weekend long as well, and standing at their stand. So that was pretty awesome. There was just so much different stuff you could do here at PAX Unplugged. So if you're somebody that loves to do like the first looks or get heads up on new games, play games you might have wanted to try but didn't want to purchase yet, so many different stands had set up where they would show you how to play the game. I know one of the games they had explained is the Harry Potter Death Eaters Rising. So that was pretty cool. He explained that. They had so many different things set up. Fog of Love was set up. You could play Fog of Love there. They had Shared Dreams. So much different stuff there. It's just incredible how big this gets, because it gets bigger and bigger each year. So if you're somebody that lives out on the East Coast or even really anywhere, because I've seen that there was different people that flew to see PAX Unplugged from different countries even. It's just so big, and this one is directed just towards your board games. So the way I understand, some cons they also have like your video games included. This one's based on just the board games. So I thought that was really, really awesome. In the PAX Unplugged this year, go ahead in the comments section, comment what you liked best, what games you might have picked up, people you might have met while there. I know there was one guy there, he does the Critical Core. It was a game that was Kickstarted, and I had actually Kickstarted it. It's basically like a D&D style game, but for your autistic kids, any kids that are like antisocial. So I'm really excited to get that one to the table, because that kind of stuff's near and dear to my heart. So it was pretty cool to get to meet him while we were at PAX Unplugged. So that was pretty cool. If you've never been to any of the PAXs or just never been to this one, put in the comment section how you think it looked, how it might compare to other conventions and Gen Cons you might have went to. Just go ahead and just comment away, tell me how you thought about the video. And if you like what you see here, go ahead and click subscribe. We do videos based on games, like playthroughs, how-tos, reviews.